Hello everyone, welcome along. My name is Hal and I'm getting ready to play a new series of Game of Thrones. First time through on this one. Absolutely love Game of Thrones, best TV series ever, and I've never played this game. It's been sat on my PlayStation for some time, just been waiting for a time to play something a bit more, not as taxing. So quite like these story style games, the Walking Dead games, really like those ones, and of course Life is Strange was absolutely amazing. Let's get into this one, see what this is like. I picked this one up when it was free on the PlayStation Plus monthly games, so, and I just fancy playing something a bit, well, I don't want to say easy, I don't know if it's going to be easy, but we shall see. Maximise your Game of Thrones experience. Create a Telltale account or log in now. I'm going to not bother with that for now. So what we got? Episodes, Telltale account, settings. Let's have a look. Let's see what episodes I've actually got available, because I'm not sure what I got. Yeah, all of them, that's fine. Figured it was. Okay, away I go. The Northerners will never forget. This game series adapts to choices you make. The story is tailored by how you play. For thousands of years, House Forrester have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. In the darkest reaches of the Wolf's Wood, they harvest the rare ironwood trees. Now the North has been ripped apart by war, and rival houses seek to claim Forrester ironwood for themselves, and the fate of House Forrester hangs in the balance.
The trout in the towers, the wolves dropped the fish and they all ran away. The trout he fluffed off for hours and hours. Another wall to pray. Two weddings brought on by beheadings, the night they cooks for me. Two weddings brought on by beheadings, yet all is happily.
The great Jamie Lannister, Kingslayer, Oathbreaker, brought to his knees by the men of the North.
And set free by the women. You'd think he'd done it himself the way he tells it. Lord Forrester's sword won't clean itself, you know.
Right, select and press X to pick up a sword. Oh, that's really weird. Let me just change that. I inverted Y, but it doesn't really work for this style of game, so.
Make sure it's spotless this time. Lord Forrester won't be happy with blood and brains all over it. Go on, it's only blood. Now that is a proper sword.
That cleaned up really well.
You'll never have a sword like that. I say that as a friend. And if we're being honest.
Oh, don't be an arse, Bowen.
Apologies, your lordship.
I had a hand in it, you know.
A hand in what?
Capturing him.
He was nowhere near the Kingslayer at the Whispering Wood. He was so drunk he barely made it out of his tent. Next he'll tell us he caught Tyrion too.
So what really happened?
Someone caught him, I suppose. Ask any man here and they'll say it was them.
You captured the Kingslayer?
Aye. Well, I had a hand in it.
Aye. A hand round his ankle as 10 others took him down.
See? What did I tell you?
I brought him to his knees.
Lord Forrester.
Not before he dragged you halfway across the battlefield on your face.
You're questioning Norrin's honor.
I'm questioning Norrin's story. It grows more far-fetched every time he tells it.
Get your liege lord some wine. Go on. It's your job.
Right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Garrett. I'll do it. Norrin's family has faithfully served House Forrester for centuries. His honor is beyond reproach, and House Tully is forever in his debt. They've never seen a field ploughed so well as the day the Kingslayer dragged poor Norrin across the battlefield. Fetch your cup. Tonight we celebrate. To Robb Stark, the King in the North!
The King
King in the North!
Tomorrow, we march on Casterly Rock, and House Forrester has been given the greatest honor to lead the Young Wolf's army and ride as the vanguard!
The gods have favored us. Onward to Casterly Rock!
Aye! Death to the Lannisters! Aye!
Winter is coming!
Let's hope it waits till this bloody war's over.
Got it.
Yes, my lord?
I need you to keep an eye out for Roderick. As his father, I could not be more proud of the man he's become. On a night like this, men find false courage at the bottom of their cups. I'd rather he were here.
Yes, my lord.
There's also the question of what's to be done with you. It's been on my mind for a while now. Something must be done.
With me, my lord?
You've served House Forrester well for several years now, but I can't expect you to squire forever. How shall I reward your loyalty? What can I offer you? You served me well.
To bring honor to House Forrester, my lord.
You have more honor than those who were born to it. There were those who had their doubts when your uncle put forth your name as my squire. But you've erased those doubts entirely. It would be an honor to see you riding by Roderick's side in the vanguard tomorrow. Not as a squire, but as the equal of any man who serves House Forrester. It's well deserved, Garrett.
Thank you, my lord. I promise. I won't let you down.
That I don't doubt. But for now, keep this between us. We're celebrating tonight. I wouldn't want the other squires to feel discouraged.
Yes, my lord.
Now go, and find Roderick if you can.
I will, my lord. Thank you.
Bloody hell.
Empty. Squire! Fetch us more wine.
Can you give me a hand? Come on. Make it up to you.
Fine, but you owe me.
Oh, you? I've been a squire longer than you have. I outrank you. Fetch more wine, scrub my armor, clean my boots. Just my luck to end up with Norrin while you serve the Lord. Let him fetch his own wine for once. He's a drunk, a liar, and an arrogant prick.
It's your job to do the work and stop complaining.
You try squiring for Norrin and see how much you like it. See, that's where you're lucky. Low expectations. If I'd grown up covered in pig shit, shoveling slop, well, maybe I'd think saddling his horse was the greatest honor in the Seven Kingdoms. I suppose this beats pig farming.
Who doesn't love bacon?
Ah, pig farmers. All I'm saying is, at this rate we'll never be more than this, which is nothing. The lowest of the low. For all I know, we could be squires for life. Pulling wine around a fucking wedding. What a waste of fucking time.
Give it time. You'll get there.
Or easy for you to say. Maybe if my uncle were castellan at House Forrester, I'd feel different.
Who my uncle is has nothing to do with it. How much further?
It's right over there.
Well, we know what happens there.
Take your time. You lot have drunk your share. Good thing Lord Walder's in a generous mood. Fucking phrase. Nice night for a wedding. Not often he finds a willing husband for one of his daughters. Don't expect me to carry it for you, Sir Garrett. What? What's wrong? What's gotten into you? You're acting rather odd.
We have enough wine.
Then take the fucking flagon already. What's wrong with him? Something the matter?
Bowen, we have to go.
You go if you're in such a rush.
We have to warn the others.
Good luck. Oh.
Oh, crap. Wrong time to grab my cup of tea. I'm glad it's the right hand that does it.
A gift from the king! Ready, boys! Whoa! Shoot that one!
Ah. Well, the thing was right in the top left corner. I couldn't even see it. That's not fair. Let's try that again.
Ready, boys! Whoa! Shoot that one! What? Oh! Look out!
Shout at someone when they're in the middle of a fight.
Good fucking riddance!
Garrett, did you find Roderick?
Speak up, Garrett.
I tried to save him, but there was nothing I could do.
Where's my squire? You didn't leave him, did you? What happened to him? Speak up, boy.
I had to leave him. I had no other choice.
Find a weapon, quickly! You fucking traitor!
Go, my lord, while there's still time.
Seven hells.
We have to keep moving, my lord.
I'd never make it. They'll hunt us down like dogs.
Well, the phrase says time to don't hunt
Guard this with your life. Return it to Ironrath, where it belongs. There's no time to waste. I'll be damned if I let it fall into the hands of those traitors.
What the phrase says
You have
about
to go.
stage, you're welcome to the fucking torch.
I will do as you command, my lord.
You have served me well. I know I can count on you. Tell your uncle. Tell him. The North Grove must never be lost. Tell no one but him. Do you understand? You must swear. Tell only your Uncle Duncan. The future of the house may depend on it.
I swear that I will, my lord.
Hey, it's those
Now
Forresters.
go. On your honor, you must do this for your house. Go!
Kill those fucking Forresters! With love, son, afraid.
Didn't remember that for long, did he? That's pretty cool. Episode 1, Iron from Ice. Yeah, piggy, piggy, piggy. Ooh, blood.
Blood. Fresh. That's Father's car.
Lord Bolton better give us fucking titles for this.
Winter may be coming, but at least he'll have his bacon. Move along, boy. There's nothing for you here.
Father.
I said move on. Unless you want to get fed to the fucking pigs.
I'm going to kill you.
Is that so? You can try if you like, and then we'll feed you to the pigs.
Get off my land!
This is Bolton land now, boy. Lord Bolton is the new Warden of the North. I reckon he'd like a proper lordly sword like that.
Oops.
No.
I'll have that sword, boy.
Fuck you.
Finish this fucking pig farmer.
Pathetic.
You really are a pig farmer, aren't you?
Mercy! Please! I beg of you! I have a family! They'll never survive without me! I have no quarrel with you! No, please!
Sorry, mate, this is Game of Thrones.
Hang for this. That much I promise.
Father?
Garrett, you survived. Your sister. She hid. I tried to stop them.
I'll kill the men who did this.
Well, you just killed two of them.
It's Garrett! Get the Castellan! Tell him his nephew survived!
Garrett!
I was too late. They were already dead.
Bring the Maester! Meet us in the Great Hall! Quickly!
Two Whitehill soldiers? And a Bolton. They killed my family. And for what? My sister, she was only 8 years old.
This never would have happened with the Starks in power. It's unimaginable. Unacceptable. You have my condolences.
Thank you, Maester.
The blade cut deep, but I should be able to save your leg. Your justice was swift. Some will call it vengeance. No doubt the Whitehills will claim it was murder. It was your family. I can't say I would have done any different than you.
It was justice. They got what they deserved.
They did indeed. We can't let the Whitehills just walk all over us. These maggots ought to help prevent infection. Hold the wound open for me, would you?
Oh, do I have to? Oh, lovely.
These are dark days, I fear. To lose the lord of the house and the eldest son through such a despicable act of treachery and betrayal. Greater houses than ours have fallen in times such as this. The late Lord Forrester was a good man. And poor Roderick. A serious man, but he would have made a good lord.
Well, what do we do now?
The future of this house is in Lord Ethan's hands now. Although he is young, and altogether unprepared to lead. Right. This might hurt a bit. Hold this for me, will you? I understand from your uncle that Lord Forrester saved your life.
He did.
Rather odd, though, that he chose to save you, his squire, and not his son Roderick. Not that Roderick couldn't handle himself. He was as good with a sword as any man I've seen. It's unfortunate the Citadel doesn't train maesters in the art of warcraft.
Roderick had already fallen. There was nothing we could do.
Well, I'd imagine Lord Forrester would sacrifice himself to save anyone from his house, high or low. Lady Forrester will be here any moment now. I'd like you to walk for me first, to see if you can put any weight on that leg. Go on. Don't stop now. It's better to let the blood circulate.
The Ironwood Grove.
Can't walk around that way. It's not walking too bad on that leg, considering it was so badly sliced open. Who have we got?
Asher. Exiled to Essos, unfortunately. Talia and Ethan. I suppose Lord Ethan now. Mira. Still in King's Landing, I suppose. Although, I wonder if they'll bring her home. Lady Forrester. She's always been kind to me. Treated me like I was a Forrester myself. Ryan. Never easy being the fourth-born son. Lord Forrester. It was an honor to squire for him. Gregor the Good. Roderick. He was our best warrior by far.
You seem to be favoring it. Always sad to see a warrior lose a leg.
I'm fine, Maester Ortengrin. Look, I'll show you.
Why would you want to touch it?
This might help.
Let's take all his supplies, shall we? There's got to be a reason for it. Shall we take some maggots?
Rather cute little creatures, aren't they?
I guess.
No, not really. Right, it said look in the Codex to learn more about the Forresters. Gregor Forrester, Lord of the Ironrath. Lord Forrester is a lord of strong northern house and a bannerman of House Stark. As a youth, he famously arm-wrestled Galbert Glover for the privilege of becoming the man's squire. Glover later joked that he'd gladly lose the match all over again. Gregor married Alyssa Branfield, a daughter of Southron Targaryen loyalists, before Robert Baratheon seized the Iron Throne. Gregor ascended to the lordship after his father died at the Trident and has led House Forrester during the 16 years since. Lady Alyssa Forrester, Lord Forrester's wife. Alyssa Forrester was born to House Branfield, a minor southern house that was destroyed when the Targaryen dynasty fell. She had been married to Gregor for many years when Robert's rebellion signalled her family's demise, yet she nonetheless felt conflicted between her father's loyalties and her husband's. In time, Alyssa came to feel that Ironrath was a true home, and she embraced her role as the Forrester's matriarch. She has silently sworn that she'll never see her family destroyed again. Roderick, Lord Forrester's eldest son. Roderick was trained from an early age to shoulder the burdens of leadership. In truth, he was built for the role, strong, charismatic, and formidable on the battlefield. When Robb Stark called his banners to war, Lord Forrester asked Roderick to stay behind and protect Ironrath, but Roderick would have none of it. Instead, he rode off at his father's side and led the Forrester cavalry with such valour that his name came to be feared amongst the ranks of Lannister soldiers. Asher. Asher had always been a rebellious youth, brawling in taverns, sleeping with whores, and finding ways to raise his father's ear. But his life took a dark turn when at age 17 he fell in love with Gwyn Whitehill, the eldest daughter of his father's bitter rival. Bloodshed ensued, and Lord Forrester faced a grim choice: go to war or exile Asher across the narrow sea. He chose the latter. Asher remains in Essos to this day, living as a sellsword, trying not to think about the life he left behind. Mira. Lady Forrester, wanting her eldest daughter to learn the way of the Southern Court, arranged for Mira to serve as a handmaiden to Marjorie Tyrell. To Mira's great surprise, she enjoyed attending on Marjorie at Highgarden and followed her to King's Landing with enthusiasm. Life in the capital has not been easy for Mira, as her straightforward northern ways are often at odds with the subtleties of court life, but she also has more gil than she realises. Ethan. Whereas his elder brothers were natural warriors, Ethan always found himself drawn to pursuits of mind, particularly music and books. He also bore a great love for the towering trees of Ironrath, a love he still shares with his twin sister Talia. Ethan was just a boy when House Forrester joined the War of the Five Kings, but by war's end he had been thrust into a role he was unprepared for. On cool autumn evenings, Ethan can still be heard playing his lute in the Ironwood Grove. Talia. During her fourth pregnancy, Lady Forrester dreamed she would birth a daughter with a voice like the summer rain. But as fate would have it, she gave birth to a boy. The infant Ethan wailed for hours until Lady Forrester entered a second labour, this time birthing a girl. She named the girl Talia after her own mother, and from then on Ethan hardly ever cried. Her dreams came true, for there's no sound at Ironrath more lovely than that of Talia singing as her brother plays the lute. Then Ryan. The last of the Forrester children, Ryan grew up idolising his elder siblings and spent many an hour chasing Ethan and Talia through the grove. His youth has been pleasant and shielded from responsibility, but recently Ryan's innocence has begun to fade. When the war began, Ryan was too young to understand why Roderick and his father were leaving home, but the grim realities of a house at war has been impossible to avoid, and Ryan now asks questions for which his siblings have no easy answers. Gerard was raised on stories of heroism about the likes of Arthur Dane and Simon Stareyes. Though the son of a pig farmer, he has always aspired to one day become a warrior himself. With the help of his uncle Duncan, who had risen from lowborn origins to become Castellan of Ironrath, Garrett found work in the Lord Forrester's stables, rising through the ranks to eventually be named his squire. Garrett has served Lord Forrester throughout the long months in King Rob's army and is ready to be a warrior in his own right. Duncan. As a boy, Duncan showed such talent for managing his family's farm that everyone assumed he'd one day take over. But Duncan was fated to run more than fields and a pig pen. In time, he struck up an unlikely friendship with Gregor Forrester, the heir to House Forrester. The two grew close, and when Gregor became lord, he named Duncan his castellan. Many eyebrows were raised, but Duncan proved himself worthy and has served the house well in long years since. Sir Roland de Gore. Master at Arms. Roland de Gore joined Lord Forrester's army after his family was wiped out by Ironborn during Balon Greyjoy's rebellion. De Gore had a natural grasp of military tactics and strategy and came to play a crucial role in the siege of Pike that ended the war. In the months that followed, King Robert awarded Roland a knighthood, and Lord Forrester asked him to serve as Ironrath's Master at Arms. Sir Roland still holds the position and is known for his military expertise as well as his legendary temper. Maester Ortengrin. Originating from a minor house in the Vale, Maester Orton studied at Citadel in the hope of becoming assigned to the Eyrie. But by the time he'd earned enough links on his chain to graduate from Acolyte, John Arryn had been murdered and the south was in turmoil. The Citadel ultimately assigned Maester to Ironrath, where he soon came to respect the Forrester family's honour and integrity. He now serves the Forresters with pride and has become a trusted advisor to the Lord. There's quite a few of these. Malcolm Branfield. As a young man, Malcolm was the black sheep of the Branfield family. He liked to roam the countryside in the style of a hedge knight, refusing his father's offers of marriage and lands. Malcolm fought bravely alongside his brothers when House Branfield fell, yet he and his sister were the only two survivors. Malcolm now lives with Lady Alyssa's new family at Ironrath, though he still tends to disappear for weeks at a stretch. Malcolm has fathered no children, and thus he is the last of the Branfield line. Ironrath, ancient seat of Household Forrester, an imposing stronghold surrounded by towering ironwood trees. Ironrath marks the ancestral home of House Forrester, built over 1500 years ago by Cedric Forrester and his triplet sons. Ironrath is a testament to the strength and endurance of Ironwood itself. More than one visitor has called Ironrath the most striking keep in the north. Even Ned Stark was said to be envious. Ironrath sits on the edge of the largest ironwood forest in Westeros, which has proven to be a strategic advantage for the house. There we go. That's enough lore for now. Lore of this game, anyway. I don't think...
I may be mistaken. You do seem able to put weight on it.
I don't think the Forresters exist in the books.
I need to see you walk.
I certainly don't recall the Forresters being named in the books. I think they're entirely fictional for this game.
No. Did your leg feel weak?
No. I just wanted to ask you. Why do the Whitehills hate the Forresters?
I think it's safe to say the feeling is mutual. There's been enmity between the two houses for as long as anyone can remember. I don't doubt someone killed someone, which led to more killings of someones, and then, well, here we are.
Who is the new Lord of House Forrester?
Why, Ethan, of course. At the Citadel, I swore an oath to serve whichever noble house I was assigned. Advising the late Lord Forrester was an honor. Advising Ethan, his third-born son, is challenging. There's still so much he has to learn, yet the very fate and future of this house rests in his hands. Which is rather frightening when you think about it.
Can I go now?
I believe your leg will be fine. Only time will tell, but... Lady Forrester.
Welcome home, Garrett. We're all relieved to know you survived.
Thank you, my lady.
Talia asked to see you.
Garrett, I heard what happened. Is it true? Your family... I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Off to bed now. Hurry on. Garrett was just telling me how valiantly Lord Forrester fought to the end, even when all was lost. I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know. Whatever you can recall.
He was a hero, my lady. The bravest man on the battlefield by far.
Yet he was unable to save his own son.
You were with Roderick, no? I'm sure it was chaos and confusion, but if you can remember anything, I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know.
He fought valiantly, my lady.
Of course he did. He was House Forrester's best.
This has been so incredibly difficult for us, especially the children. But I was told you were the last to see my husband alive.
Yes, my lady.
I know it may be difficult to remember, but if I may ask, was there anything he said?
Any last words before he passed? If you can remember. It would mean so much to the family.
He asked me to return this to House Forrester. He said this is where it belongs. With his family.
Thank you, Garrett.
Of course, my lady.
It demands a response.
It's too dangerous, especially now.
Now is the time to prove our strength.
I'll be sure it's given to Ethan.
Against aggression. Duncan, this was our land. They were our people. Your family.
I share your outrage, Sir Royland. I do. But now is not the time to provoke the White Hills. Not with Ramsay Snow coming to see us bend the knee.
The hell with Ramsay Snow, the bastard.
Garrett, you understand what this means. You killed a Bolton, and Ramsay Snow will want his retribution.
We're the ones that should be demanding retribution. This happened on Forrester Land.
They killed my family.
And they'll pay for what they've done. That much, I promise. But now is not the time for vengeance.
If not now, when?
We have to be smart. Ramsay Snow will be here within the week.
And what would you have us do? Nothing?
I would have us use our heads, while they're still attached to our shoulders.
Garrett has lost as much as anyone else within these walls. Maybe you can talk some sense into your uncle.
Garrett's suffered enough already. You ask too much of the boy.
He deserves to be heard. It was his family they killed.
My uncle's right. We need to be smart.
Smart. Eddard Stark was smart. And look where that got him. So, what's to be done?
Ultimately, it will be for Lord Ethan to decide.
He's just a boy who can barely hold a sword. He knows nothing of how to lead men.
He is the lord of this house, and he needs our help. It's bad enough the Boltons would have us bend the knee and swear fealty. But now, this. I'll accuse you of murder, and us of protecting you.
The boy was just defending himself.
I'm not faulting him for what he did.
Fuck the Boltons. One of their men killed my family.
Aye. You'll say it was justice. They'll say it was murder. It's just the excuse Ramsay Snow would need to put us to the torch and kill us all.
I'd like to see them try.
I'm afraid it's a risk we cannot take. Which is why you cannot stay.
Cannot stay? Duncan, the boy has suffered enough.
But where would I go?
The one place beyond the reach of even House Bolton.
You're sending him to the wall. The boy's done nothing wrong.
Not in the eyes of the Boltons. I'm afraid it's the only solution. Especially now, when the house is so vulnerable.
Uncle, you can't send me to the wall. I'm not a criminal.
There'd be nothing we could do to protect you. To stay would bring destruction upon us all. I know that's not what you want. I know it's difficult to understand. But you must think of the house.
I'll do what's asked of me.
I know it doesn't seem fair, but it is what's best.
That settles it then.
You can have my horse, and I'll see you have plenty of food. But we haven't much time. The White Hills will come looking for you.
It looks like I'm going to the wall. Maybe.
Were it up to me, I'd gladly drive a sword through Lord Whitehill's heart if given a chance. I would. And God's willing, someday I will. But for now, I have House Forrester to consider first. I know you're not a criminal, but Lord Forrester would be proud that you're putting the interests of the house ahead of your own. Many of Lord Forrester's best men have volunteered for the war. His own great-uncle was a ranger with the Night's Watch.
He promoted me. At the Twins. We were to ride in the van to Casterly Rock, and I at Roderick's side, but...
It was well-deserved, Garrett. You worked hard and served your lord with honor.
I've been waiting for the right moment to tell you.
What? What is it?
It's important. Lord Forrester asked me to give you a message. He said, the North Grove can never be lost.
Sorry. You caught me by surprise. It's not often discussed, if ever.
What is the North Grove?
Most don't even know it exists. They think it's just a myth made up by wildlings and fools, and it's better kept that way. You haven't told anyone else, have you? This is important, Garrett.
Of course not. I told no one.
Well done. Lord Forrester was right to put his trust in you. From this day forward, this will be our secret. But soon, I may need your help.
But
I can't say anything more just yet. Just know the North Grove may very well be vital to the future of this house. But don't breathe a word of it to anyone at the wall. Become a ranger if you can. It will help. Iron from ice.
Iron from ice.
Remember, you represent House Forrester. Your actions at the war will reflect the honor and dignity of the house.
I'll be strong.
I know you will.
Garrett, wait! Be safe.